Welcome to Increase Your Joy podcast by Brett Dupree. I am your host, your spiritual life coach, Brett Dupree, as we continue to move along this plane of existence. This podcast exists to help increase your joy. Hey, it's in the name. To help you along your spiritual path, to give you spiritual tips, and to hopefully fill you with a certain amount of joy and gratitude and allow you to raise your vibration. My goal is to serve you with each podcast, each time I am on this microphone, to help you feel better about yourself, to help you feel better about the world we live in, and to point out some tools. I am your host, as I've said. I am Brett Dupree, a certified life coach through this wonderful college called Invite Change in Edmonds, Washington. This first podcast is mostly going to be an introduction, mostly as I figure out how this podcasting thing going. I've already done my intro at least 10 times, and I will probably do it 20 times more. Well, if you hear this, I probably didn't do it 20 times more, or you wouldn't hear me say that I'm going to do it 20 times more. However, I am Brett Dupree, your spiritual life coach. My mission is to increase the goal upon this world, to help create a wave of joyous expansion, one person at a time. And there is no better way to reach one person at a time than trying to reach many people. And that is the purpose of this podcast, to try to reach as many people as I possibly can with the message of joy and love. And the reason why I pick joy is because there's a certain amount of joy that's in life. It's about perspective. There's almost two sides to every coin. A joy side and a less joy side. And it kind of, where you focus on in your life is the amount of joy you will feel in your life. And my purpose is to help you focus on the joyous aspects of life. I almost feel like I'm saying joy a little too much. Joy, happiness, well-being, gratitude, appreciation, all those wonderful feelings that are within us and can be part of us on a daily basis. I have not always been a joyful person. If you read a couple of my blog posts, you could see that at one point I didn't live a joyous life. It wasn't until I started to find spiritual teachings, and motivational teachings where I was able to put everything together and realize that there's just a lot of joy in everyday living. It's not always the big experiences that need to bring us joy. So life is the journey. And depending on how you look at it, it's a really long journey or it's a really short journey. The truth is, though, you're here and you're now. And that is what is important. My basic spiritual path started out with, actually it was one of the most interesting paths I have not heard anyone else have gone through it. But then again, it is my path, so I'm a little biased on that. First, I was a regular person who blamed the world for my problems. Like all Americans who used to be children, I have parental issues. I have issues growing up. I felt abandoned by my mother, and that caused me to shut down emotionally. And I spent a good amount of time blaming my mother for this, and blaming a lot of people. I lived in a life of just pure blame. And really, you can't really go that far with blame. And the impetus, I probably used that word wrong, of where I got to where I am today mostly started with this little number called this video game called Grand Theft Auto 3. For the people who do not know, Grand Theft Auto 3 was a video game that was ahead of its time. It helped revolutionize the sandbox video games. It's also known for being extremely violent, as you are able to pick up ladies of the night, take them behind the corner, watch the car go up and down, and you know what that means. And then you can beat them to death to get your money back. Not exactly a video game or any piece of media where you think that one would start a spiritual path. However, universe has a plan for us. And the plan for me was to fall in love with the radio show Chatterbox. Grand Theft Auto 3 had this really cool ability that as you were driving, it had actual radio stations where it played loops of 80s music, hard rock, reggae, and my favorite though was Chatterbox. Chatterbox was a fake talk show. Kind of like a Howard Stern, if you will. Actually, that's my guess because I never really listened to Howard Stern. But he would have interviews with guests, and it was really, really, really funny. I used to listen to it for the hour and 20 minutes. Just find a car, put it on that radio station, lay down, and just laugh. And that got me to thinking, maybe I should listen to talk radio. Well, to also preface it, I turned 26 years old. And I did not like my life. I didn't like my life at all. I was stuck in a really not that good a job, especially for what I went to college for. I went to college to be a computer programmer, and I was a low-level tester, partly due to my bad interview skills, partly due to whole bubble bursting and 9/11 and all the bad things with the economy. A perfect combination of bad situation and me not setting myself up for success. I had no girlfriends. Due to the whole thing with the past and the feeling abandoned with my mother, I just had no skills when it comes to talking with women. I was beyond broke. I at one point was living off $173 a week on unemployment. I used to have delicious, delicious meals of rice and jalapenos that were my roommates. Yeah. And then I was just afraid all the time. I was afraid to be me. I was afraid to be seen. I was afraid to be noticed. I never wore cologne because I was not the person who wore cologne. And I thought if I were to use cologne, someone would notice that here is someone who doesn't use cologne, is using cologne, and make fun of me or not like me or something. Some weird thing like that. Really, the world paid so much attention to me that it would care about everything I did. It's really funny how much hubris I had at that time. Really, how much the self-centeredness of the world is looking at me and I don't want to be looked at no matter what. Don't look at me. Don't talk to me. Don't touch me. I remember I had this, if I were to go out at a party and be social, I would need to be unsocial for at least 3 days for every hour of sociability. In fact, if I got too comfortable with someone, I almost felt like I had to take a shower from the inside. I did not like that. I did not want to be that way anymore. For some reason, I've heard this is called the midlife crisis. Well, that's what I called it when I heard it's actually a thing. Turns out, multiple people turn 26 and think, oh my God, I'm closer to 30 than I am 20. And I know that doesn't make mathematical sense. But since we do live in a 10-based system, I think of my life in decades, as I am now in my early 30s still. Still a young adult, yay! And I had to change. I wanted to change. And I made that decision that I was going to change. First thing I was going to change was my ability to talk to women. That's the nice way of saying it. I wanted to be the type of person to go up and just flat out talk to women. Well, I got a job that was really boring out of college. Due to playing Grand Theft Auto 3, I decided I wanted to listen to the radio. So I was searching for a talk show to listen to. And I didn't want anything boring like NPR. I wanted a shock jock. And that's what led me to this now defunct radio station, 100.7 The Buzz in Seattle, which is pretty much where I was working at the time and where I lived at the time. Primarily, the person I listened to was Tom Likas. I do realize a lot of people don't like him for very good reason. However, if you're a shy male who really wants to be able to talk to women, he's really easy to listen to. I really got into him for a brief amount of time, as I really just wanted that confidence that he had to be able to go up and talk to women. I mean, I know now it's most likely a character. He probably does maybe a tenth of what he says he does. Who cares? That's beside the point. One thing that did show up on his show were he was talking about pickup artists and how they wanted to come on his show, how they pretty much stole his dating thing. He came called Likas 101. That got me thinking, maybe I should check these guys out. When I decided to look up pickup artists. I am a researcher. I'm the type of person who, before I've done it, I have searched it on the internet for at least an hour, if not 10 to 20. When I really get into something, I can quote you some statistics, especially health. As a bigger person right now, I know a lot about health, and a lot, especially when I learned about healthy chocolate. I knew how many antioxidants they had, how it's better for heart attacks, how it prevents them, and everything. And I researched that for hours. And that's what I did. I want to talk to women, so I researched how to talk to women. That's how I roll. That's not that successful. If you want to talk to women, one of the best ways to do it is to talk to women. Generally speaking, the best way to do something is to do it. However, I like to get the fundamental research down, if not way too much research. Honestly, when the time I was into that pickup, I felt I could actually teach a seminar without actually being able to go up and talking to a woman myself. And from what I understand, that's the same way it was from a lot of people I was listening to. But I listened to one guy. He was a interview with this guy called David D'Angelo named Stefan. Later I learned he was kind of a cult leader, showing how these funny things can happen. But he was coming from a Course in Miracles way of picking up women. See, in the pickup artist realm, there are generally two sides. There are the inner confidence, inner game, and what you see when you read the game, or if you watch that show with Mystery called Outer Game. An outer game is the part where you go up there and you create this line, and it has 2 sets, 3 sets, or you go to tuples and you do A, B, C, D, and you create all these wonderful just ways of picking up women. Kind of don't even remember any of them now because I don't care. And then I talked about the inner game. This inner game thing really sparked my interest. The thought of being able to walk up to a woman and have her to like me for who I am and talk to her at the same time, that shined as a beacon of hope. Especially through this guy called Stefan, who talked about meditation and vibration and first introduced me to the ideas of chakras. First meditation through the chakras was his meditation. Later I did learn, of course, that he maybe not done so many great things. However, sometimes don't shoot the messenger. Sometimes in the spiritual realm, messengers can be jerks. That's why you gotta trust yourself. Be your own guru. Wrote a blog on it. Totally believe it. It doesn't always matter if the person who did it is a complete jag-off who taught you or something. You don't have to be one with that same teachers. You can take it to a next level. And that's what I believe I did. David D'Angelo also talked about people like Tony Robbins, Wayne Dyer, which led me to Deepak Chopra, which led me to Abraham, Carol Look, Louise Hay. Pretty much started me down the path of going to seminars, listening to audiobooks, reading a ton of books, listening to a ton of workshops, eventually NLP. I love listening to Bandler. That's a shorter version of where I am today. It was just this constant growth, constant rebirth and takedown. As one of my favorite teachers, Adishanti, says, we're always being and always becoming. I'm sure he got that from someone else. That's who I am. A person who's always being and always becoming. And hopefully my being and my becoming will help you on your path. I might not say something you like. I might not say something you enjoy. However, I know I'll say something that will help you. Something that will spark an interest is where you gain value from listening to, well, any podcast, any audiobook, any workshop. It's all about you. Maybe I'll leave that to a different podcast. But right now, I'm going to talk about my challenge of the month. 2012 was me getting back on track. And it had mixed results. I called it back to the basics. I was going to go through every part of my life and do something that makes it better. The 10 areas that I set up: self-joy, self-love, health, my home, my vocation, my finances, and some others. Each month I was just going to work on them. I feel I was quasi-successful. I at least opened a doorway in each one where I can build on and continue to build on. At least for a couple, like each month I did do a good job. Now it's time to build it all together and keep a budget while keeping my health up, while still working out, while still cleaning my house, while still trying to date and keep up relationships with people. In 2013, I want to take it to the next level. 2013 is my year of challenges. First challenge I decided will be one of my most difficult. My challenge is going to be a food challenge. And if you've seen me, you know I like food. And it's time for me to really work on my relationship with food. And that is why I am doing the Whole 9, Whole 30 challenge. I am going 31 days, 31, with meat, seafood, eggs, vegetables, fruits, healthy fats, sources like coconut, avocado, and olive oil, and all the foods that are making me healthier. I am to avoid sugar, alcohol, do love my beer, grains, legumes, and dairy. The idea is to eat healthy for 31 days and see what happens. The physical benefits of the Whole 30 program includes a improved body composition, supposedly more energy, better sleep quantity, attention span, which I can use, especially while meditating, mental, attitude, and athletic performance. Psychology benefits is to change my long-standing unhealthy patterns of eating, which is actually quite important for me because I'm the type of person who uses food for everything. If I'm hungry, I eat. If I'm bored, I eat. If I'm in a socially awkward situation, I eat. When I'm sad, I eat. When I'm really happy, I celebrate with food. When I come home from work, I celebrate from food. Yeah, basically you get the idea. In these 30 days, I'm going to be working on breaking this habit and eating healthy, whole foods. Nothing processed. Or at least to a bare minimum. I'm on 2 days. I'm not exactly perfect. Yesterday I went out to eat with some family, and we got some barbecue, and the barbecue sauce didn't add any extra, but they cook it in the barbecue sauce, and we probably had a little bit of sugar. And today had a splash of almond milk in a smoothie that probably wasn't copacetic. My goal is to be 100%, but the reality is, well, I'm already not. But I'm still on it. I'm still going to go through the entire month and challenge the heck out of myself. And the end of the month, you will receive a report about how I'm doing and details on my next challenge, which is going through the Soul Coaching book by Denise Lynn that I'm looking at now that's on my desk. And I'm excited for this challenge. I'm still doing CrossFit, which I really love. So there's a good chance that I could see some body composition benefits from this, as everybody knows when you're heavy to be less heavy. Not only feels better, but it looks better, at least to society. And, well, I think I look better smaller. But I still love me just the way I am. Also, one thing I'm really excited about, this may be a non sequitur, was last March I joined CrossFit. And it has been a journey of self-discovery. Talk about a hard workout. Every workout, I am ridiculously proud of myself when I'm done. I mean, have you ever done something where just doing it makes you feel proud? It's like, yes, I accomplished that. Now imagine doing that every morning or evening, once a day, 4 days a week is what I'm doing now. And just feeling really proud because what I did was ridiculously difficult. And that's CrossFit. And I love that feeling. And I'm in much better shape. I am a lot stronger than when I started. However, yeah, the food aspect of it, I have not gone down. I did well at first, which is generally my MO. That's one thing the Sierra Challenges is for, is to help break me of my habit of being so excited at the beginning and then having it teeter off. And one of the reasons I want to do this podcast and post monthly is to help keep me honest. I don't want to stop, especially if people actually start listening to this. The eating aspect of it is one thing I need to work on to lower my body fat percentage. Even though what's funny is the last month I've been doing the whole holiday eating and not working out as much as I should ways, and people have been complimenting me on how good I look and noticing my weight loss, even though at this point I'm technically keep gaining weight. I guess it shows you the good parts about working out is muscle looks better than fat. And I know some people are upset when you say something like muscle weighs more than fat. It technically doesn't. But a bowling ball does not weigh more than feathers. If you have a 9-pound bowling ball and 9 pounds of feathers, they weigh the same. That's not what people mean when they say that a bowling ball weighs more than feathers. They really mean dense. And muscle is more dense than fat. It takes up less room and you look smaller. And that's what people mean. One of my few rants. I mean, I'm sick of that myth being exploded because, yes, technically people are using it wrong, but you understand them. And the purpose of language is to be understood and to have people understand. I'll just go back. So at the end of this month, you will learn how I did. Once a week, I plan on to write a how am I doing on my whole 90 thing. If you want to be my fitness pal, I have a my fitness pal account. If you want to be my friend, send me an email at brettdupree@joyousexpansion.com and I will friend you. And we can go on a fitness journey together. Oh yeah, one thing I'm really excited about is the big climb. I really should write a blog post about it. In fact, I will, because that's something that got me really excited. When I was really fat and had back pain, I always wanted to do fun physical challenges. In high school, I was a wrestler. I played football. I was an athletic dude. And then I discovered sitting on my butt and eating tons of food. I wasn't able to play in all the reindeer games because I couldn't. That was one of my goals. I missed the first day of CrossFit where you're supposed to write down your goals. And my goals were simple. Big climb and one of those stupid obstacle course thingies. You know those stupid obstacle courses like the Tough Mudder where you run like 8 miles and get shocked or climb a rope or climb a wall. I want to do one of those. I want to do a mud run or a foam run or whatever the heck they are. I want to do one. And that's one thing I'm going to do this summer or next summer, depending if I'm not too late to join by how I feel, say March. Yeah, I'm really excited about that. I'll definitely write a blog. And that is my challenge of the month. Yay! Now it's time for the audiobook of the month. Every month, I listen to two audiobooks from audible.com. I am not a sponsor of audible.com. However, I do believe I might have a banner on the bottom of this. If you click on it and start it, that'll help out the podcast. I highly suggest it. It's $14.99 or $23.99 a month or $24.99 a month for 2 credits. And all audiobooks are 1 credit. And audiobooks generally cost like $30 or free if you legally download them, which I do not suggest. And I am a member of audible.com and I listen to 2 a month. And right now, the book I am listening to is I Am Spiritual, Damn It! How to Keep Your Feet on the Ground and Your Head in the Stars by Jennifer Weigel. I Am Spiritual, Damn It is a very fun spiritual book to listen to. It has all the fun, age-old, you are your own guru, your thoughts are things, you're always at the right place at the right time, but it tells them all in story. And this lady's life is interesting. I am really interested in seeing what's going on in her life. And that makes the story come out and the spiritual lessons come out more vibrant and fun. I'm 5 hours into this book. It's a 6-hour book, and so far these 5 hours have gone on. I only felt like I just started because it's that interesting. Such an easy listen. Has a lot of good spiritual lessons in it. I only have a few complaints. One, she cries a lot. Maybe that's my masculine sense. But it almost feels like, especially at the beginning of the book, half her stories are her crying somewhere. And I'm like, wow, you go to tears quickly, especially when you're in a situation that I would love to be in. I would love to be at a point where I'm in an auditorium in front of 5,000 people and kind of just fail. Well, she thought she did, but she really didn't. Yeah. That, and she cusses a lot, which can turn some people off. In today's day and age, that is less. Myself, I tend to like my spiritual gurus to be cussers. Cussing doesn't bother me. Cussing's part of my life. I'm not going to cuss on this podcast because I understand people don't like it, and I respect that. And yeah. So that can turn some people off, and I can understand that. And she cusses a lot. A heck of a lot. Whole gone darn tootin' heck a lot. If you can get past the cussing and the fact that she cries a lot, I don't want to, yeah. I am saying it is a good pickup. She has a lot of good stories about her career, a lot of great stories about her son, a lot of fun stories about her husband, and it's really good. I really enjoy it, and I highly recommend it. 2 spiritual thumbs up. Or, actually, no. I give it a smiley face. My rating system is simple. Smiley face, sad face, and in the middle, meh face. I'm a Simpson fan. So happy face is, I like it, I recommend it. Meh would be, well, it's okay, I'm not offended. And sad face was, avoid at all costs. In this one, I Am Spiritual, Damn It, How to Keep Your Feet on the Ground and Your Head in the Stars by Jennifer Weigel is definitely a smiley face. Placebo of the month. Every month, I am going to talk about something that has changed my life for the better. A book I've read, a workshop I've been to, or, well, activity that I've done that I highly recommend. And today, that placebo of the month is Toastmasters. I have been a Toastmaster for about 2.5 years now? About 2.5 years. And I can tell you that I have gained a lot from that program. In fact, if you are a Toastmaster, you probably notice how many ands I have been saying so far in my podcast. And I've noticed that I want to cut them. That's my problem with Toastmasters. It kind of ruins you from regular speakers who don't practice the art of speaking. How they go, yo, maybe, and, or so. And if you want to get rid of your maybes, and so's, you knows, Toastmasters. Toastmasters is great because it's a group of people all together being supportive of you and your growth. I'm part of this wonderful club called the Kirkland Eclectics. And every week I go there, I have a good time. The 5 to 7 minute speeches are generally really interesting, and if they're not, they're only 5 to 7 minutes. It's not that hard to be bored for 7 minutes. And then there's something called table topics, where you practice your extemporaneous, your improv skills, where you learn, where somebody called a table topic master asks you a question, and then you answer back and speak for. Our club is 30 to 90 seconds. The club contests is generally 1 to 2 minutes if you're doing official. We have a really big club, and it's there to help give everyone a chance to speak. And the part that you will really enjoy is the evaluations. After the speaker has spoken, all the speakers have spoken, we move to, at least our group, afterwards, after a break, move to the evaluation section of the meeting, where the speaker gets instant feedback on his speeches. That is extremely valuable. To get instant feedback, it's very helpful if you want to improve your ability to speak. If you want to improve your ability to give an interview, if you're in a job where you have to speak in front of people, or if you just want to be more comfortable talking to people. They say that the fear of death is second only to the fear of speaking. And as Seinfeld jokes, that means the person who gives the eulogy would rather be in the box. Toastmasters is a great way to get over that fear. And not only to get over it, to actually enjoy speaking. Speaking in front of people is a lot of fun, especially when you have something fun to say. And I really enjoy speaking now. And since I've been a Toastmaster for 2 years, I can tell you my confidence has improved, my ability to interview has improved, my ability to communicate with people have improved. I improved my leadership skills. I'm the vice president of education for my club, and that takes a lot of leadership skills. Really enjoy getting the Toastmaster awards for filling out my competent communicator. You get these manuals, and the manual kind of works you through speaking. The first speech is your icebreaker, which goal is to get up and speak about yourself. You pass. The second one is to have a beginning, middle, and end. Third one is make sure your speech has a point. There, it's baby steps in becoming a better speaker. When you're through, you're a good speaker. Or at least you're better than 80% of the people out there when it comes to speaking in front of people. It's a wonderful program. It's very well done. One tip I would say is visit multiple clubs to make sure you find the one that's right for you. Each club has their own flair. While the Curriculum Eclectics is more of a social club, where the social aspect of the meeting is almost as important as the meeting itself. Most of the speeches there are not businessy. They can be. There are people who are business people in there. But it lives up to its name. It's eclectic. There's many different types of people. But there are clubs for people who specifically English is their second language. There's clubs. There's one here called Philosophy Speaking, where they talk philosophy. There's humorous, where everyone there works on humorous speaking. Just find the right club for you. I highly suggest it. Toastmasters, your placebo of the month. www.toastmasters.org for more information. Thank you for listening to the first podcast of Increase Your Joy. I hope you take some of this information and go out into the world and live a happier and more joyful life. Every day you have some trouble, and when you worry, you make it double. Don't worry. Be happy. By Bobby McFerrin. Quote of the day. Just added that to the podcast now. Booyah. This is the part where it ends. I'm going to add a meditation at the ending of every podcast. However, I want to put it to the end just in case you're listening in your car and you can stop now. Now it's time for the meditation of the month, where I'll lead you through a guided meditation that is designed to increase your joy, to increase your vibration, to increase your vitality, to increase your abundance, to increase your insert word that's fun here. So sit back and relax. First, I should probably tell you the purpose of this meditation. The purpose of this meditation is to tap in to the part of you that already is abundant, that already knows. And we're going to do that by going through times in your life where you already know. So now, after I just jolted you, I will do it again. Sit back and relax. And feel the comfort of the chair that you're sitting in. With each breath, you gain more relaxation. Deep breath in, deep breath out, and relax. Feel your feet relaxing, your calves relaxing, as this wave of relaxation is going up your body, to your thighs, to your buttocks, to your torso, and finally to your chest. As all the organs in your body are doing exactly what they need to do to survive, but all your muscles are relaxing. Your arms, your shoulders, and your neck, as you just breathe out the stress of your day and breathe in relaxation. Breathe out the stress. Breathe in the relaxation. And now it's time for you to remember a time in your past where you felt abundant and joyful, where manifesting what you wanted was easy and effortless. There was a time when I was sixth grade, where I decided one summer I was going to find as many 4-leaf clovers as was perfectly possible. Because 4-leaf clovers are luck. And who doesn't want luck, especially when you're 12 years old? And I decided right then and right now that finding 4-leaf clovers are going to be easy and effortless. And you know what happened? Finding 4-leaf clovers were easy and effortless. I'll be walking along the sidewalk, look to my right, bam, 4-leaf clover. Playing football with my friends, look to my left, bam, 4-leaf clover. Riding my bike on the sidewalk as fast as I can go, and through the corner of my eye, I would see it in a blur, a beautiful 4-leaf clover. During that summer, I found 24 4-leaf clovers. I just felt magnificent in my ability to manifest what I want. You're thinking of your time now, where you decided you want to find something. Another time in my life was when I was in college, and Coke or Pepsi, one of the cola companies, had this with every fourth pop, you get another soda. You win, 25% chance of winning. And I decided I'm going to win all the time. And maybe I didn't win all the time, but I swear, I had 60%. I would just ask the soda, which soda do you want me to win? Which soda wants me to win? It was so much fun. It wasn't even about getting the soda. It was the fun and joy in being able to attract what I want. And this time I was in Vegas, where I just walk along the slot machines and ask, which one wants me to win? And I'd walk over and bam, turn $1 into $20, $5 into $100, $3 into $15. Wasn't a lot of money, but each machine allowed me to win, and I left Vegas with more money than I came with. I know. You're imagining your times where you attracted what you want easy and effortlessly. Notice that feeling, that vibration that is surging through your body, that vibration of abundance, of fun, of joy. You're coming from a place where attracting is fun, attracting is joy, attracting fills your heart with pleasure just for the purpose of attracting, just for the purpose of having a good time and enjoying your life. Tap into that vibration and double it. And double that feeling. And continue to double that feeling until you feel so abundant and so vibrant. And think of someone in your life that could use some abundance. And breathe in and breathe out that feeling to them. And breathe in more, because when you give, you have the capacity for more. It's like that song. Love is like a magic penny. Hold it tight and you won't have any. Lend it, spend it. You have so many rolling all over the floor. And now give that feeling to your loved one. And as you breathe in, notice how you can breathe in even more of that feeling, even more of that abundance, even more of that love from the universe, the fun from abundantly creating. And I'll spread that to your entire family, everyone you love. And the more you give it, the more you can receive it, the more you can feel it, the more joy you feel, the more abundance you feel, the more attractive you feel, the more your vibration raise. You're like a bellows as you're breathing out and breathing this energy to all who loves you. When you breathe in, you're breathing more from the universe, more from creation, more from the vibrant of life, and express it to your town. Who doesn't want to live into an abundant town as you're breathing in more of it and just giving this wonderful feeling to the entire city that you live in, to the entire state that you live in, to the entire country you are in. Then breathe out to the world as you breathe in enough love, enough abundance, enough creation to feel the entire world as you just feel amazingly awesome. Now sit with this feeling for a few minutes. or 1 minute. Now is the time, if you're in a situation, to write down any ideas that come into your head, any inspirations that have come into your being. Write them down and go forth the rest of your day, the rest of your week, the rest of your month, the rest of your year, feeling this good, or even better. Double it every day. Namaste.